Welcome to True Talk with Bree. And on tonight, my title is, what does a black life mean to the black church? And first, and this, to me, this subject is so fitting for tonight because as America celebrates, this is the last day for Black History Month. As they celebrate it. As I celebrate it, and my people that I know, we do a 365 because that's our history. So first things first, many black preachers in black churches are not telling black people who they really are so far as what tribe they come from. If you are Negro, you are from the tribe of Judah. But you can get a blood test to see for yourself. You can do your own research to see what tribe you came from. When you read Deuteronomy 28, that's talking about us. It's talking about Israel. So let me read verse 64. Then the Lord will scatter you amongst all people from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. And one thing about the Bible, it is broken down into races. So people always want to say, well, race don't matter, color don't matter. The Bible is broken down into races. So when you're reading this Bible, if you know who you are, what tribe you come from, you'll know exactly who God is talking to in certain chapters. I mean, he has certain chapters for the children of Israel. Now, going back to what does a black life mean to the black church? Many of you, so far as preachers, pastors, apostles, bishops, are getting rich off of the less fortunate people. And I did a research, and the research shows that black churches have collected $420 billion within the last 30 years. Out of that $420 billion, how many black-owned hospitals do we have? How many black-owned schools do we have? How many black-owned stores do we have? Gas stations? How much of that money was, spent on helping widows? How much of that money was spent on helping the less fortunate? Do black churches have college funds put up? Now I'm not talking about the small churches who's barely making ends meet. I'm talking about these mega churches. And collectively, overall, $420 billion was collected. With that kind of money being collected from the black church, from black people, because most black churches are predominantly black. So I'm saying from black people. Now when I'm talking, and this message is directed toward black people. Because I'm talking about black churches. We should not have not one black person. I mean, it should not be a homeless black person. Why is Miss Sally having a hard time paying her light bill when $420 billion was collected in the black churches? Just to hear that dollar amount, that shows that we have a problem. Do you truly think the Most High is pleased with what has been done in black churches? And majority of y'all are following the blueprint of the Roman Catholic Church is the reason why our black churches are messed up. Y'all need to unlearn what the seminary schools taught y'all. Ask the Most High to download godly wisdom, godly knowledge, and break down the Bible for you so our people can be taught properly. So they're not walking, so they're not the only race walking out here not knowing who they really are. Every race know who they are but the tribe of Judah. Now I'm going to Revelations. I remember that scripture correctly. And I'm saying some of y'all supposed to be Bible scholars. And I'm talking about black preachers supposed to be Bible scholars. How do y'all did not know we are the tribe of Judah? How y'all did not know that? Much of y'all done read this Bible. There was a particular verse I was looking for so far as on Revelations, but I will post that verse in my comments, so I won't delay this video. But my prayer is for anyone who is a Negro and you want to know for yourself what tribe you come from, I ask God to give you the revelation of who you are. And I ask you to do the research. Not do the research to discredit the Bible, because like I said, this Bible right here, this is our black history. This is our black history. So don't, if I'm looking for information, I'm not going to look for information to discredit our black history. So like I said, ask the Most High what you should be reading, and ask him to give you godly knowledge and wisdom so you will know who you are. Ask him to lead and guide your steps. And thank God for listening to True Talk with Bree. The next part of this video will help the tribe of Judah know who they are.
Another interesting place that you're finding descendants of the Israelites, but shouldn't be overlooked. It's a very serious scenario. Is in Africa. Africa has perhaps hundreds of millions of people with this identity right now of being from the people of Israel. That when the Romans conquered Judea a few hundred years after that the tribes of Israel went into exile, perhaps millions of Judeans were sold into slavery. Into Africa, into Rome, deep into Africa. If you look now, you're seeing people who are most likely the descendants of those slaves who kept true. I like to bring up a few specific examples because they're going to be game changers. And a professor from Duke University went out there and did DNA testing on them. And he showed not only do they share Semitic genes from people who were in Yemen and back to the Middle East, these gentlemen, a large percent of them, have the Y chromosome to be Kohanim, to be priests. If anyone who doesn't know, a priest is a specific family clan of the nation of Israel who come from Aaron, the brother of Moses, who was the first priest. And anyone descended from Aaron has the status title priest. And we found that these men in this village in South Africa called Lemba, L-E-M-B-A, carry this genetic marker. Another area in Africa, you have the Igbo people, or Igbo, pronounced either way. There's 40 million of them. Where it gets interesting is, in America, there was a slave trade. And a lot of the slaves, a very high percentage of them, came from Western Nigerian ports. And in America today, you see a very large movement of African Americans who say that they're the real chosen people, that they're the children of Israel, they're the Judeans. You know, so what are they just trying to create an identity for themselves because they were slaves, or is there really something here? And the answer is most likely there is something there. And most likely maybe that they were the original Israelites, and maybe that the Jewish people today who are white, Caucasian people came in a little bit later on. We know that some of the greatest sages of the transmission of the Torah were converts from Rome. You have a man named Onkelos who wrote a commentary on the Torah, unprecedented, that we still learn today. He was a convert. Some of the largest pillars on the transmission today were Roman converts. So here we are, we're Caucasian Jewish people, and now you have people in Africa saying that they're the real people of Israel. It can't be ruled out at all. We know they were sold into slavery. We know now that they're fulfilling prophecies by saying, we're coming back.